that go on when you are working purpose. Um, I am connecting here. I hadn't scheduled this live here. I thought about it yesterday because I just want to talk about some energies here that are going on with the collective, and things that are going on around, especially in the U.S. There are things going on with people because of purpose and what's really going on as far as like right now, I got the echo going because I just pulled it up on my phone, but I just wanted to talk about this energy as far as what's what. So because there are things going on and I feel like a lot of it's not clear. Let's get some cards out because I just want to talk about the energy that's been in play for a while now. It's more so, especially if those of you are getting, or you are in position to work purpose, like you're doing things, you're moving into different places and position, or you've already moved it into this position, and it's kind of like, okay, this is part of what's been going on with the collective. And it is, if you are working purpose now and not so much training at working purpose, like you've come out of the ascension process. The ascension process is basically the training part, the actual the work starts to entail what it is when you have something going on. Okay, so like I'm going to use myself for an example. So like a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago now, about two weeks, almost 3 weeks, I have to look at the dates again. I wasn't home and somebody basically had taken, I didn't know at the time, I just knew I needed to get back home, but I haven't been home in a while. And I get back home and my place has been broke into, but the security system hasn't gone off. So I'm away from home, checking on my home, and they have basically broken in. That's when my cards had gotten hacked, I guess, at this point. My other accounts had gotten hacked, but I really didn't understand what was going on because when I checked my security system, everything seems to be okay. And as I take a look across, the news, the different social media platforms, there's a shift that's happening that a lot of people aren't. I feel like a lot of people see, but they don't really see the change that's happening. There are a lot of justices that are about to come about, but in order for justice to come about, things have to get exposed, right? The strength card here is at the bottom of the wisdom, 35 breaking down to an 8. There's an energy here where strength is going to be manifested in areas that you thought it was broken, or that we thought it was broken. A broken system, injustice everywhere, and it's been going on for centuries at this point. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of things that's been going on, a lot of injustices, a lot of deceptions, and just like how like you be violated, you don't find that area to be safe anymore if you've been violated. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't find my home to be safe, so I'm at a room. As things get opened up as far as what happened, what transpired, and when, and the security breach and things of that nature, then I'll discuss more about what happened and the names of the different things that went on at that time. But the truth of the matter is, people come to render you defenseless. I picked up more with my prayer time and praying for people that need my prayers. And so in turn, the universe allows us to get attacked in certain areas so that this area can be exposed. So at this point, it's my turn. This happened a few weeks. This happened where it actually started coming to the surface where I couldn't use my cards and things of that nature. That's because somebody had been in my things. Somebody was actually in my stuff doing different things, and I didn't know it. And then when I go to do, check the security cameras of my home, they don't even show signs of being tampered with or somebody coming in, people going out. Don't show any signs of that. But yet when I get home, everything's ransacked. Whatever they wanted, they took. And they had time because what? They knew I wasn't home or wasn't going to be home, at least for a while. And I feel like, of course, it's called an inside job, right? Those of you that have been with me since the beginning knows that, or not even since the beginning, if you just, even last year I talked about a home invasion. I hadn't even moved. I moved from that home I was in there and to where I'm at now, but I'm not going to be there now because I'm going to have to find somewhere. Me and my kids can't stay there. I mean, somebody done sat. It looked like they just took their time because I was out of town. But it had to be an inside job. I kept wondering why my card wouldn't open back up. That's because everything had gotten drained and kind of like, I don't know exactly what they were doing because I don't know the back ends of credit card fraud or stealing. I don't know the back end of that, so I wouldn't know. But when you start looking at things have to happen for the injustices have to be exploited. I was looking at something about a young man getting killed in jail, but it was after he had gotten attacked or basically, I guess, reprimanded the way they wanted to, the police did. And they fired 11 police officers and and 6 are on suspension without pay. And I feel like there are a lot of injustices that are about to be exploited and dealt with now. Like we may have been going through this for years, haven't really understood. It's a time and season for everything. And when we're not thinking in that level, then things don't happen. Now, the people that security breached my place, it had to be somebody that knew that I wasn't home. And I didn't tell anybody, but if you knew it, and it had to be through security, these type of things leave you kind of helpless because what you have stacked up for the future, someone has decided to take, or and the comfort and the luxury they decided to take. But see, now, in order for justice to be served, things have to happen. So I know my purpose. By the time a person get to me with their injustices, with their folly, with their foolishness, justice is about to be served in their life. The people that I deal with, not that I just try to go out and deal with people, when I come in contact with people, the things that they're doing that's not right, but see, my purpose is I bring justice in. I bring in judgment. So if I know that's what my purpose is, then things are going to happen to me because what? Justice is going to come. Because whoever's doing whatever, they've been doing it. I'm not their first. 16 breaking down to a 7, invisible. Some people think that you can't see them or you won't see them. I appreciate you all that donated to the channel last time when me and my kids when this first hit my accounts. At this point they had breached my home, hit my accounts, and I'm thinking, I'm not really sure what's going on. But what they had done, they was taking the money. At this point, they're in my home. They have access to my things, and they were just doing whatever. Even down to my phone. A lot of those of you that have purchased readings, it has taken me forever to upload. Everything has slowed down to almost 0. And my thing is, and like I tell you all, I have to keep moving. I tell you all, keep moving in spite of. So I do have to eat my own words. I can't just tell you to keep moving and I don't. I got to keep moving too. At the same time, I know it's not going to be secure to stay there now that now that it's been, vandalized, call the police, do a report. But who stays there after that? I don't know if they even put cameras up to watch us while we're there, if that was the case. The security has been broken, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is the thing about purpose. You have to understand what you bring to the table at all times. It's not just when you want to. It's not just when you go to work. It's not just when you feel like you're feeling down, you're feeling up. You have to know what you're going to attract. And that this don't stop. It don't mean that you're going to have a bad life. It just means that you have to understand what you bring to the table. I understand who I am. So this means, okay, Creator, y'all brought this to me. You know what I'm saying? This is on my table. So that means it's time for me to deal with it. Now let's think about it like this here. If I have a lot of glamour spells on me, a lot of spells of deception, illusions. Now this is the stuff I've come out of. Let's say like I've had a lot of people wrong me and I didn't stand up for myself, because this is what the glamour spells do. They have you not fight. They have you in an illusion, and you don't even know that you're not fighting. You may get upset, this and that, but they don't have you fight for your rights. They don't have you go in and stand up for yourself. Standing up for yourself takes a lot. And especially if somebody's praying that they can get away with slandering your name, taking away your business, because that's what's been going on. I was noticing how everything declined. Even my YouTube channel, it declined. Everything declined, but I kept pushing. But that's because of the target, the spells, the things that they do. And then like now, they've been in my home. So we're still in a room. We didn't got a room because ain't no reason to stay there. I've been dealing with this for the last couple of weeks. Well, like the last few days, we've been back a week now. And it's taken a lot, but I hadn't even decided if I was going to say anything, because I was like, well, I got to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want, because there's a lot of people that hit me up for prayers and stuff, and I pray for them. But I don't want to even come off as if, hey, I can't manage, because I know I can. But I also, and it hit me last night, I was like, well, maybe I ought to just go live and let people know, because I know I'm not the only one going through. Some things may feel like it's hitting like a ton of bricks. I'm not that stressed about it. I'm just a little concerned about the security part. I'm concerned about that. I'm paying it to be in a room, and I have a whole house. You know what I'm saying? And my money is still missing. That type of energy, and it's like, okay, what do I do now? These type of rainy days is hard to plan for when somebody has you as a target, because you help people. I help people all the time with prayers. I help people. I stand in the midst of with different people in prayer groups. I help people. And it's like, the enemy's mad that I'm doing my job. I just been kind of, sometimes you feel lost when things first happen. You kind of feel like, well, dang, but I know my purpose. If I'm going through it, somebody else that went through it, or they're about to go through it. Some people try to call the hands of the cards and say what's going to come out. I just go off the energy. Like I said, back in September, October, maybe even a little earlier. I think it was September, October, could have been August. I was talking about a home invasion. That somebody is like peeping you out. And then here it goes, like I guess 3 weeks ago. I'm guessing, I'm not really sure, because I had been gone away from home for a couple of months. I also feel like I know the universe told me to leave. They told me that everywhere I went, I was told to go. So I don't feel like I was just out of place. I also feel like I was out the way. And then if you're on the path of ascension, you do go through the process of detaching from material things. So I did that a few years ago. I'm upset that they went through my things. I had outside of just personal things, I had things for my business, my other businesses. I had product, I had inventory, all that's gone. So it's just kind of like, okay, what do I do when what you set up for your legacy is gone? Or what do I do when whatever you set up for is gone? If you set up to help, whatever you set up for is gone. Whatever you was planning for is gone. At the same time, you still have to stand on purpose and know that this was all planned and this has to be dealt with. It's like a spiritual justice coming into the manifestation of the natural. This natural justice. Now, so the people that are behind this, the people that are behind this been doing this. They haven't just started. This wasn't, they're not brand new to this, because I know my energy. If you step into my energy, you've been doing what you're doing. If you step into my energy for me to have to pray against you, you've been on the track that you were on. I'm not, you're not new, I'm not new. I don't deal with first time offenders in the spirit realm or in the natural. If you've been doing dirt and you come across me, you're going to get exposed. It's your time for exposure. And then the universe don't let people that just started doing whatever. That's not who I am. That's why, like I said before in another live, you have to know what's really going on. Some people think that you don't see them, or they've been doing it so long they didn't got comfortable, invisible. 24, breaking down to a 6, lust. Some people aren't in any peace unless they are doing something that's just like a strong desire or passion, and it's not even healthy. Some people steal because they like the adrenaline rush. That's a form of lust too. Some people wreak havoc in people's life because of the desire, the strength that they get from it. Deceit, 38, breaking down to an 11. Some people are in a profession just to find out the back end, to take from somebody else. And all this is about to be brought to light. I look at the injustices that's been going on, and I'm looking at, this is all over the world. We have injustices everywhere, through all government systems, through regular life, personal systems. You just can't point the finger at the government. It's everybody. But as I look around in 2021, there's a thing, like I've been praying for people's hands to get exposed. People's hands are getting exposed. Their past life is seeping into this life. The things that they are supposed to conquer is coming into this life to make sure they don't conquer. That's why I encourage everyone, you need to get a past life reading. You need to get a past life reading. Past life readings right now are $45. You definitely need to get you one so you can understand what's here, because it's coming for all of us. When you have seen things hitting and you can't put your finger on it, it's probably not even from this lifetime. There are so many people starting to wake up and work purpose and do what's right, that the people that's doing what's wrong and things of that nature is heightened. I noticed when we were out yesterday, there were arguments happening everywhere, just nonsense. And most of it was like racial stuff. I had never seen that before. I really hadn't, you see the little videos people put up on the different social media platforms, but I hadn't seen that close up. I watched the video and be like, man, they tripping. Is this scripted? I sat there and watched this lady just clown. You this, that. I'm talking about going ham on racial slurs, but it looked like, but what I saw on her, was this past life being speaking up now. Like, how dare you talk to me? I am a millionaire. That was her attitude. That's what she was saying. But she was at the bottom of the totem pole. When I say that, I'm talking about she looked like she had been sleeping outside for months. I'm talking about I was really tripping. But that's this past life stuff manifesting now. She probably was a slave owner back in the day, because some of the stuff she said was like, God, dog, where you get that from? The 1800s? She was coming up with some names, calling this lady, and lady just was doing a job. And that was just the first thing. I'm talking about time me and my kids walk up, this lady is going off. I'm just like, oh Lord, what's going on here? And then I like I say, last night it hit me. A lot of people don't understand the significance of these past life readings. This is to open you up to who you were and who's after you now. So a lot of you didn't complete your past life assignment. That soul contract it may have gotten completed, and they followed you into this lifetime to take vengeance. You may have exposed some people. You may have brought some dirt to the table to where they kind of was like, hold up, I'm going to get you. Some people go into the next lifetime looking for you. And the universe don't stop it. They just make sure that, if you're going to work purpose, you need to find out what avenues are working for you and what's not. Forbidden, 18 breaking down to a 9. A lot of things are coming out that are taboo. We were taught that the horoscopes, all that was bad. But this is giving you the exposure into the life that you need to know about. You need to know what's in your past. They used to always say this. If you don't know your past, you're going to be condemned to repeat it. Now, what that means for somebody who has something bad. Okay, that's just like these children. A lot of people, children are coming up slaughtered, missing. And I want to talk about the ones who kids are coming up like that. Basically, they're missing, or they come up dead. Not even just missing. The ones that we know didn't make it. Whatever torment, whatever abuse these kids were in, and then they end up dead. This is karma. See, a lot of people don't want to hear this. They feel like, no, that ain't it. That's it. We are in a season of karma and judgment. Karma don't hit every lifetime all the time. It hits every lifetime, but not like what we have right now. When people start standing on one accord, even if I've never laid eyes on you and you're praying against the oppressors, at some point it got to break. I don't even have to believe what you believe in. But if we are sending up the same type of prayers against the oppressors, the people that are dominating other people based off of bullying, deception. If you're praying against these type of entities, something has to break. You got to know your prayers are going to get answered at some point. And I feel like it's a lot more people believing in that now, because it's coming. There are a lot more people dealing with things that are forbidden. There are a lot more people taking bites out of these apples that say they're forbidden. And they're opening up a can of worms. Or people don't want to know what type of lineage they come from. And then some people know everything about their lineage. They just be like, man, they are intrigued with the things that their people did, good or bad. 34 breaking down to a 7, trapped. The illusions of not being able to come out of the cages are falling. The illusion of freedom has fallen. They tell you you're free. Now you're about to see what real freedom is. Because see, once karma hit, you got to know what that comes with, right? That karma, that judgment, that comes with freedom. There are certain chains breaking that have been formed. Now, if you do your history, if you read your history, slavery wasn't just for blacks, African Americans, the indigenous people. It wasn't just, it was for everybody that got under the spell of the oppressor, the person that's putting people in the cage. It don't have to be a certain color, because everybody was slaves at one point. I mean, any race could be a slave, not everybody. And then even the people that were of high esteem, like this lady that was clowning, she probably was condemned to be a beggar in this lifetime. See, people don't understand, especially when you see somebody talking, you hear somebody talking, and then you're looking at if you start looking at things through your spiritual eye, you'll see that you're not looking at somebody in this form in this lifetime. This person is trying to live out a life, and then she probably opened up a can of worms from a past life, which we're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to suit up in your old suit. You're not supposed to open up that suitcase and start trying to dig in and play with the toy. I like this outfit. You can't live in your past life because that don't serve the purpose here. That's called cheating, right? You want to cheat. You want to pick up something and say you have that mantle, and you don't have it in this life yet. And it may not even be needed for your purpose. But when you look and you see people speaking out of a different source, or sometimes they say you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth, but she was obviously talking from another source, from another time frame. And then it's mad because what? This time frame, she's not a millionaire. This time frame, she's where she put people at. Things are so much deeper than what they look like. A lot of people are getting exposed and put in their rightful position. A lot of people that laughed at murders in their past life, they are going through in this lifetime. That laughed at people's being despised, outcast, shunned, tortured. All this stuff that people laughed at in previous lifetime, this is the lifetime that we're seeing it in. Why that happened to them? Oh, their lineage is a little toe up. The things that they did were gruesome. But if you don't have the insight on what it is that you're facing, you're going to fall too. It's very important. And in past life readings, they don't give everything that happened. I mean, that's a whole life. They give you the stuff that is needed for right now. Past life readings need to happen, from time to time. You need to get them to see what it is that you're dealing with right now. And especially if you are on the ascension process. Now, you can say you are and you're really not, and it's all good. But if you really are, you have things in your 3D surroundings that it's kind of like, where did that come from? That is past life. Past life energy right now. I feel like the door has been open for it to come out. Especially for those who decide they're not going to work purpose. They're going to live their own life. Like those people who always say, well, I'm going to do it my way. You never have it your way. You can do the free will if you want. Free will people don't last long. Unless you really don't have a soul contract. If you got a soul contract, free will people don't last long. That if you have a soul contract and you saying you're just going to live life the way you want to and blah, 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 you're not going to last long. It just don't line up like that. Or if the knowledge that you have, you're going to give it to somebody else, they don't give you much. You go in kind of dumb and that's what they get. Or you just go in with what you have, and even if you change your mind during the enlightenment, they take that, they take what they get, and that's it. 49 breaking down to 13, oath, which is a 4. This foundational, some people don't even know that they have taken oaths to be a part of a situation that has not done anything for them but brought in drama. To give an example, I met a young lady one time. Her family, she was born into a racist family. And they spent time strategizing against other races. They would lure them in and take them out. And she was the light in this family. She didn't want to do that. She wasn't a part of that. And they spent a lot of time trying to get her to be a part of the tradition of that family, that it went on. This was in their legacy. This is the things that they did. And she was trying, she had dreams of her trying to just escape these people. But they wanted her to live out the legacy, the tradition. The whole family was in on it. They deceived the other races. They bring them in, family events, family reunions, picnics. Everybody's supposed to bring, like a certain person and that type of thing. But what they do is they take them out. They take them out during the process. They take out the person that they were supposed to bring. And so she was having a hard time dealing with it because of the persuasion of other people, the persuasion of what to do and what not to do. The Tower is at the bottom of the tarot deck of me shuffling. There's an exposure that's about to come that's going to actually propel some people into their greatness. And they don't see it coming because they look at it as maybe something bad. The Two of Wands just came out, and this is clarifying the deceit. Some people have taken their place on a throne with deceitful individuals. People who come in to tear down. I mean, I would just suggest, because the thing about winning is, I pray that people win in their situations, that they come out winners. People like to have you looking at things, in a lustful, desireful way, instead of looking at things in a more, in a way of truth. The Eight of Swords in reverse, coming out of these lustful ways and looking at things, coming out of the deceptive energies. That's what this Tower is going to bring about. Coming out of a desirous way that you're only looking at because of how it may look to other people. Or people may think that you may go tell what you do know. So they're doing everything that they can to get you to stay in so you won't go tell. I hadn't planned this, but if you do, if there's a $25 or more donation, I will do a past life reading for you. If you give a $25 or more donation, I do a past life reading. But the minimum donation is $25. I'm going to have to change the title. I really want people to get these past life readings. I want them to get in tune with what's going on around them, what's being said, what's being done, and how things are playing out. Because a lot of people may not have been raped, may not have been molested, may not have been defiled as a child, but their children are going to be defiled. A lot of people don't go through that, and then when things start happening, they don't know why. It may have skipped them. Or you may have had kids with someone that's prevalent in their family. But that's also part of past life too. You need to know why things are going on and why things have access. See, if you don't know the truth, you don't know why they have access. The Knight of Cups is at the bottom of the deck in reverse. You don't know why things have access. This is not something you would have invited in, and this is not something that you can relate to. See, people always say, well, if I can't relate, then it shouldn't happen. No, you could relate in a previous life, and so it may happen again. The Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. When people feel like you was down for so long and you come out the fire, they want to take you out. They want to take you out. There are some people that get mad about the truth. Some people don't see it. That's because what? You haven't been able to relate just yet. Invisible 16 breaking down to a 7 is being clarified by the Four of Swords in reverse and the Two of Swords in the upright. Opening something back up that's been laid to rest. Past life was supposed to be laid to rest, but it was toxic and it's back. Something came back from the dead. Four of Swords in reverse is something being resurrected, huh? A lot of people don't want to believe it, and it's invisible. They don't want you to see that they're coming in. This is a pool of water. No, this is a mirror. It looks like water to me. This is something that's on you that you don't even see in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, you don't see it. So what does that mean? It's spiritual. You're not purposed to see this with the naked eye. There are some people that got out of some things. Some people got out of some things in a past life through death. It's back. Some of you feel like you owe somebody something or you indebted to someone. It's past life. Some of you may have gotten killed in a past life before you completed a job or a task, and now probably with the last couple of months you've been feeling anxious, or you feel like you owe something or this and that, and you can't figure out what it is. That past life entity is here. A portal has opened. I'm not going to blame this on a human mindset. I'm not going to blame this on a human doing some things, saying some things, as far as what's being said or what's being done. I'm saying that a lot of you have some things going on in your home and at your job, and somebody's coming to collect. Somebody's coming to collect what it is that you have promised in a past life that you didn't complete. And they feel like they can come and you owe it to them. You feel that dire need, okay, I need to do this or I need to do that. It's something going on. Oath here, 49 breaking down to a 13, breaking down to a 4, is being clarified by hidden energy of the Page of Swords. Somebody's watching. Somebody could be watching to see if you go get something out that they didn't know you had, or they thought you had, and want to know if you got it or not. And that could have been the case with me. Somebody felt like I had something that, and I'm not trying to discount what I have. I can't, or had. Maybe they feel like it was worth something or not, but to come home and everything's been ransacked, and now I realize why My cards have been breached and everything, and then it's like, okay, but I'm still stuck where I'm at, because now I have to go through the process of figuring out what happened, doing police reports, and putting in insurance claims. But what do me and my kids do till then? What kind of money, if I was living off of my money and my money's gone? And then this seems like organized crime. This don't seem like just somebody come in and took a couple of credit cards and went up the street and used them. There's some type of trail somewhere. It has to be, because everything's gone. And then you got neighbors saying, well, I thought you had paid some movers. That's some movie type stuff, I would think. But I can't stop. A lot of things happen to deter us, to try to deter us, to get off track or not be focused on what it is that's going on, what we have. I encourage you all to find out what's going on in your past life that has seeped into this lifetime. People be thinking God gonna do everything. God don't do everything. That's the whole purpose of you being here in this flesh. You have to do it. I give you the gifts and abilities to come across the information that you need to work these things out. Why are you looking for me to do everything? Why are you looking for God to do everything? Because that's that microwave mentality. We're looking for God to do this and do that. Why do I need to give you gifts and talents if I have to do everything? It don't work like that. People want to say justice is here, and justice is here. But justice is the end result. Judgment is the top of the line. It's the top of the result. So by the time judgment is here, justice is here. By the time judgment plays out and meets up with justice, it's complete. Justice completes the judgment. Justice completes the karma. So if justice haven't come in yet, the cup is not full. The cup has not been drained of all the indiscretions that they have done. That's why a lot of the people that's been against you are heavy against you now, because they've been getting hit upside the head too. And they cup not empty. They judgment just started. Justice is down here for when the cup is empty. Some people cup not empty, and then they going ham in your energy. They going ham with the deception. Now, if you want to pay for a past life reading regular price, I will throw in a 3 keyword prayer for you. But if you want to just do a $25 donation for the past life reading, that's fine too. It just won't come with the prayer. But I feel like a lot of you need to figure out what's really going on, because you're being watched. For someone to do what they did, they watched me. I thank the Creator for those that actually just, they donated in my time of need and didn't even know that, I was heading, when I got back home, I'm going to find the end result of what happened. What they call justice. Because, see, that was a judgment. They decided to do this. And then when they got finished, it ended up being a justice. See, justice is not always good. It's not always bad. Now, this is what they're doing. So now here I come behind them, just to have you understand what the justice and judgment is. Now here I come, see what happened, and I start the level of the judgment to see what happened, how this got there, and then here we go with justice, how we're going to finish it. There's judgment and justice in every situation. Even if you walk off and decide not to look or decide not to participate, that's still a justice. And it may come up again. Sometimes we walk away from things and the universe don't want us to walk away, don't want us to let it go, and we did. and they bring it right back up. Situation come right back up. $34, breaking down to a 7, trapped. Being clarified by hidden energy, the 7 of Wands. Deception. There's a deceptive energy here that has people trapped, or people are in the illusion of being trapped, can't come out. Some people want to come out of their soul contract and don't even realize what they really have going on. They're in a deceptive energy. They're dealing with people instead of the spirit realm on their growth, their movement. It's just like pastor telling you it's not time for you to preach. When did man become author of your soul contract? Or tell you when you can and can't talk? Those are deceptive energies people are coming out of. You're not a healer because you didn't go to that college. Deceptive practices. Things we're trapped in. Things that we don't do because we're trapped in traditional knowledge. We're trapped in deception. And if you could just donate, I would appreciate it. You know, just for what it is, for what it's worth. Because knowledge is golden. And if somebody, and it's just not me, if you go somewhere and somebody give you something that is worth it, why not donate? Or they brighten your spirit, they open you up to something more positive. You're happier after hearing them speak or hearing them sing. That's the whole purpose of doing contributions to people. You will pay to go see somebody because you know they're worth it. It's the same thing. If you are always in somebody's energy looking for a word, but you never have anything to give, that's that you pour out your own spirit. You make it pour because you won't even help someone that's helped you. If you're always in tune with what's going on with somebody, but you have nothing to contribute, all you doing is making sure you remain poor. In your spirit realm, you may get some knowledge, but it's going to fall on fallow ground. It's not going to fall on ground that's being cultivated. Because if knowledge is always being obtained and then you never give back, that means whatever you're sitting on is crap. Just rotting, rotting, on the pew. Those are the people that's been in church 40 some years, 20 years. Ain't got nothing to show for but the change of pastors and how much butt they kiss. Because that's you're gonna have to do that to be somewhere that long. And you have not grown. You're not doing anything. You may have shifted in a few positions in the church, but there's nothing there. You're rotting. Your info is garbage. And it may be good info at one point. But if you never use it, it's garbage. Just like if you never plant, you're not planting into your life. You're just soaking up knowledge, or you sit back and try to pray on someone's downfall, but you look around, your house probably stank, house dirty, vehicle dirty if you got one, or it run bad. We have to look at how your investment into other people affects your investment into yourself. If you never invest in someone, but you're always first in line to whatever they have, you have a rotten soul. Rotten. Because you don't even invest in yourself. A lot of people don't like to hear that. What you invest in yourself is what you call to be good things, but they're not. They can't be. People who don't believe in, and that's another part of ascension, a level of investing in people, a level of investment in yourself. Because you won't invest time and energy into something that is not profitable if you're paying attention to what you're putting into yourself. I'm not going to sit up and hold a conversation with somebody who has no idea what life is about. And they're not trying to learn. They're just spewing out nonsense. It's poor investing. And that's why I say I look at people, things, all comments aren't good comments. Some people aren't here to help. They just want to spew out nonsense and want to be seen, but it don't make no sense. It's garbage. Trash is trash. No matter how you perfume or dress that shit up, it's trash. The last one here is 18 breaking down to a 9, forbidden. Has one clarifier that came out turned down. The 8 of Wands in reverse. No communication. Now they're saying that this can go two ways. Some of you have been taught that something's forbidden, so you stayed away from it. Some of you have let something go, or they were told that you were forbidden, so they stay away from you. The thing about self-help, if you ever notice when you're helping yourself, and you're dealing with people that's like on a positive level, they're not really what you're used to, or what maybe you grew up around. They're like everybody's on like a different page. When you're dealing in those type of arenas, that type of element, the communication, a demon will come and have you stop communication with those people to convince you to say, you don't need to talk to them. Oh, you don't need a past life reading. You good. Yes, you do. Oh, you don't need to do nothing. God got you. You better do something, because God already gave you what you need to be equipped. And if you ain't using that, then what that mean? People be lying. And they finesse their lies with talking about other people. They talking about you don't need to fight because you blessed. Well, what's the purpose of them gifts? Why are you saying you can do this and do that, and then when it's time to battle, you do nothing? And then you get beat up and you swear up and down you did good. You lose your house, you lose your car. You give a testimony, now you got something better. You done went out and begged, borrowed, and stealed and got something better, but yet and still you're not passing your challenges. You got to understand when you're under a spell, and it's hard to say that, but if you're not really taking the steps for self-healing and self-help, the enemy will have you lose communication with someone that you need. I know I dealt with many people who say they were supposed to be and get a reading, this and that, and then when they get the reading, they are like, some of them are astonished or they're crying because that was something telling them not to deal with me, but that was the enemy trying to make sure they stay in bondage. I just want you all to know, if you can understand what I'm saying, know that there are things going on that's not from this lifetime. And know that things are going on. I mean, you can ask a question if you want. What you got? But just know a lot of things are coming in from your past life, that there's a big and depending on where you at, it's depending on how you're gonna deal with it. And that's why I want you all to know to stay encouraged. Don't give into the whims of the enemy on the deception, on the fraud. I mean, I'm hurt by them breaking into my home, taking my things. And things of that nature. Okay, I'll take a look at it in just a minute. I'm hurt by the things that was taken, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a form of starting over. Even if insurance is going to cover it eventually, when does that really kick in? When do you really get money to keep moving forward, If I was spending off of my living and my living is gone, what do I do? And I feel like there are a lot of you that's going to be dealing with those type of issues of somebody attacking you at home in the forefront with things that's taken a toll, that's taken a big toll, you know, and just being concerned with things that are not relevant. I don't want to lose sight of the why. I know I help people. I know my prayers work. But I also know that there are a lot of people that they get shunned and they're just focused on things that don't matter at the end of the day. Where are you in your purpose? Where are you in your life? Quran, is that your ex? They saying Quran will come back, but I mean, is it just to the point where you want them back or you want them changed? I mean, have either one of you grown since the last breakup? Are you in your purpose? Is he in his purpose? So you're in no contact. Well, you got to understand what the no contact really means. No contact means that there's time needed for one of you or both of you to get to know yourself. Because when you are in a toxic relationship and it breaks up, and if you're looking for and that's the thing. This is the thing about people. I was kind of speaking on this earlier, but not really just directly, because people are worried about, okay, I did a past life reading. I don't know what sign it was for, but I mentioned this. When you get ghosted, who had the title of ghosted? Capricorn? Sagittarius? Wasn't Sagittarius. Somebody got ghost. Somebody's title of the past life reading was ghosted. You want to check that out. Because see, people ghost you when they realize you're not for what they're for. You're not about that. And they don't even want to explain anything else to you because you're not that. Example. Let's say somebody likes to have threesomes and orgies. And you're not that. And instead of telling you that's what I like, they ghost you. They break up with you abruptly. Because what? It don't matter, because what I'm looking for, you don't do. And then we sitting back wondering, we're going to get back together? They have no intention on getting back together. Let me see what I have for lust. Lust was the Two of Wands. No, that's deceit. Lust is the Eight of Swords in reverse. He more likely was living a double life with you. What he really wanted, he couldn't do. This is coming out of a bondage. This is coming out of a bondage. You may have been blessed in disguise by him leaving abruptly. A lot of people are leaving situations and relationships and situationships because of the falseness. It's not real. I'm not being myself because what I really like, you don't do. I remember I was with a guy and he liked for women to dress up like little girls. Come to find out he liked little girls, but he liked the dressing up as little girls. That just wasn't what, I'm not into that. I was wishing to be grown since I was a little girl. Now that I'm a grown, what I look like I'm finna act like a little girl for? People will switch up on you, but we look at switch up, but they didn't switch up. They just became more in tune with themselves and they moved on. You know, you may be looking at a thing as if things may have ended abruptly, but I don't think it was just abruptly. This person just did not, you're not offering. I feel like it's the lustful, the desires that they're looking for, you don't offer. You probably don't get out there like they want. It's not a bad thing. You know, you're not doing what they want, what they want. That's what a lot of people are doing now. When they ghost you, you're just not doing what they want. And what they want may not be. Some people ghost people because they want to be able to sleep with your kids and they know they can't. They're not telling me that there is. They're just saying that it wasn't because of you. It's just the whole point. And if somebody leave you on a note where you're confused, you know, but on the cool, that sounds like witchcraft. You're longing for something that's not there. You're longing for something that's not going to manifest. You know, if I leave you on a bad note, I mean, what am I telling you? If I leave you with no explanation, it's just like you left your child. Not saying you're his child, but if you leave your child at home with no explanation, hell, what you expect to come back to? And let's say you've been gone for a while. They ain't finna clean up. They ain't finna do nothing they been doing unless they real mature. And even that's gonna get tired after about a week because they gonna be like, hold up. You gotta have hope. The thing is, let me tell you something. You don't put hope in people. You got to put hope in self. Now the enemy could have sent that person to cause stagnation. Now you probably ain't did nothing since he left. Or since she left. You probably have not done anything since that person left. You probably just been chilling. But that's what and that person may have known that too. That could be a narcissist. Narcissists do that. They'll ghost you because they know you're going to stop living because they're not around. Because they're your God. Some things, they're just like, they're not telling me that they're coming back, but I don't feel like this is a good energy to even want back. That's the same thing, like I said. If I come home, just like I came back home, and hey, Miss Ebony, I came back home. My home had been broken in. That was the reason for the mishaps of my credit cards and everything, because they hadn't been in my house and took my things. So we're still in a hotel near my home because I don't want to stay there at this point. And I have to understand what the universe is telling me. It's okay because things are going to happen because things got to get exposed. But things don't stop. Things don't stop. I can't stop praying for people. I can't stop doing what I do because what? Because something had happened in my life. I'm still living. I'm still breathing. Me and my kids are unharmed. But if I was here at that time when that happened, maybe something else would have happened. You know, and that's why I said about a lot of you need to definitely get your past life readings in. Even right now, I'll take a $25 donation and give you a reading. Or if you pay for the full reading, you'll get your 3 keyword prayer. I just want to give people what they need so that they can fight. Like you're looking for someone to come back into your life. It's just so much more going on than other people. People do stuff to exert control. Narcissists do that all the time. That's the word everybody wants to use now. But this is somebody who's controlling, manipulative. When they feel like they've lost control, let's say that you are, okay, Harleen, you're welcome. Let's say that you are very independent. You don't need them to survive. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's say you don't need them to survive. A person will leave you to break you, to try and break you. where all of a sudden now you feel like they're part of the necessity when you was paying your own bills before you met them. Everything in your life you attained on your own, but they want to make sure their absence is detrimental to you. It's a form of hurt. That's not loving. That's not somebody you want back anyway, because that's somebody when times get tough they're going to leave too. You understand the patterns that people are creating. Leave you with a false sense of hope. Now, I just encourage you all to, get your past life readings, or what even what to look out for readings, because these things honestly help ascend into the next level, and I just hope you all just kind of stay encouraged and keep moving forward. Don't give up on yourself, and definitely watch this video from the beginning if you and do what it takes to win, to move. Okay. Y'all have a good one, because we're about to check out here, and y'all just stay encouraged, because like I said, I know if I'm going through things, other people are going through things, and I just feel like this is definitely not a time for me to break down and give up, because I feel like somebody crossed into your energy, your territory, your things. That's trespassing, of course. But it still takes a time for things to manifest like they should. So if any of you can help out, what I'm saying, it'll definitely be appreciated. Like I said, because at this point we can't stay home, not really knowing what's what, as far as if they have cameras in there. They've taken their time and did what they wanted. Definitely wasn't expecting to come back home, because as I checked my security system while I was gone, nothing had happened. So I feel like it's an inside job, but at the same time, that still has to be proven, So I just pray that you all stay encouraged and know that things will work out, because that's what I have to do too. I have to keep moving forward and pray that, things will work out, and, it is what it is, right? So y'all have a good one. This is your girl, NeenaRose, and I'll see you all next time.